Do you remember a time when shopping at Marks & Spencer actually meant something? When the St. Michael label wasn't branding, but a guarantee. A quiet promise that the shirt you bought would last for years, maybe decades. When Made in Britain wasn't marketing language, but a bond of trust between a retailer and the nation itself. For more than a century, Marks & Spencer was never just a shop. It was the symbol of British reliability. A place where working families bought clothes that endured, and ordinary people treated themselves to small luxuries they could genuinely afford. But somewhere along the way, between boardrooms and balance sheets, something vital was lost. In the pursuit of profit and global efficiency, the very soul of British retail was slowly dismantled. This is the story of how Marks & Spencer lost what once made it special. It began in 1884, when Michael Marks, a Polish refugee with barely any English, opened a tiny stall in Leeds Market. His sign said it all: "Don't ask the price, it's a penny." That simple honesty became the foundation of an empire. No bargaining, no hidden costs, just fair value people could trust. When Thomas Spencer joined him in 1894, the business grew rapidly. By the 1920s, Marks & Spencer had discovered a powerful truth: British factories could deliver exceptional quality if they were treated fairly and given long-term security. In return, customers received something rare: consistency. The launch of the St. Michael brand in 1928 turned that philosophy into a promise. Every stitch, every fabric choice, every button reflected durability. These weren't disposable clothes. They were garments designed to improve with age. What truly set M&S apart was commitment. The company didn't just place orders, it invested. It funded machinery, trained workers, and embedded technicians inside factories. Entire towns flourished because of M&S contracts. By the 1950s, a third of British families bought their underwear there. By the 1970s, every single item of clothing sold by M&S was made in Britain. Buying from M&S wasn't about being fashionable. It was about confidence. A cardigan wasn't a trend, it was an investment. Sheets lasted decades. Jumpers survived countless washes. Customers paid more willingly because trust had been earned. Even the company's ethics reflected its values. Staff welfare, pensions, healthcare, all long before they were standard. Credit was avoided because debt trapped families. Everything M&S did felt unmistakably British: fairness, quality, responsibility. By 1998, the company reached its peak. Profits exceeded £1.2 billion. It became Britain's most valuable retailer. For many towns, M&S was the high street. And that's when everything began to unravel. As profits soared, arrogance crept in. British factories were suddenly labeled inefficient. Overseas production looked cheaper. Accountants approved the numbers. Between 1998 and 2001, long-standing suppliers were abandoned. Factories closed. Communities collapsed. Worse still, standards slipped. Overseas production wasn't held to St. Michael quality. Fabric thinned. Stitching weakened. Customers noticed immediately. Complaints flooded in: clothes shrinking, seams splitting, quality vanishing. Instead of listening, M&S denied it. They blamed customers. They insisted nothing had changed. Then came the fashion misstep. In an attempt to look modern, timeless designs were replaced with confused trends. Loyal customers walked into stores they no longer recognized. Younger shoppers weren't convinced either. M&S had achieved the impossible, alienating everyone. Sales collapsed. Profits halved. Trust evaporated. At the same time, The digital revolution passed them by. While competitors built online empires, M&S hesitated. E-commerce was dismissed. Their first website arrived late and barely worked. By the time they reacted, the industry had already moved on. For years, leadership changes promised reinvention. None addressed the core issue, identity. M&S no longer knew what it stood for. Ironically, salvation came from food. M&S food quietly became a triumph. Premium everyday items, marketed brilliantly, felt special. It kept the company alive while clothing struggled. By the 2010s, closures accelerated. In 2016, M&S fell out of the FTSE 100. A symbol of national decline. The pandemic forced brutal honesty. Survival demanded transformation. Stores closed. Jobs were lost. Online systems were rebuilt. Partnerships formed. By 2023, M&S returned to profitability and re-entered the FTSE 100. The company survived. But did it recover its soul? Today, M&S offers decent clothing at fair prices. It's efficient, profitable, competent. But competence isn't legacy. The St. Michael label once meant something extraordinary. Now it means acceptable. British manufacturing is gone. The skills are lost. The promise is broken. Marks and Spencer survived, but at the cost of what once made it matter. And somewhere in a charity shop, a St. Michael cardigan from the 1970s still hangs perfectly intact. A silent reminder of a standard Britain once believed in.